Anyway, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. My computer, my main computer is like acting a little weird, so I had to restart it, and now it's making me re-sign into everything. So just going through that. Technology is failing us today.
It's always fun, yeah.
How are you doing?
Good, good. Today I'm in this here in China, but I'm in this city called Fuzhou. It's kind of an older city, capital of Fujian. So just kind of doing some stuff, but had a nice little work day today, playing with some AI tools.
Anything in particular? Like what are you messing with?
There's so we all right, I'm coming back on.
Yeah, coming in clear.
So just kind of sitting here and I'm able to speak to the code base basically. So we're doing a big push to get the DApp code base ready for open source. So enlisting AI's help on that because it's quite a big code base, and there's a lot of stuff that we want to get kind of refactored before we open source it, just so it's easier for people to commit to and make changes to.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't do much with AI other than scripting and like recently I've been using Grok a lot during the hangouts to
Oh,
fact check
nice.
people when they say crazy stuff. I just go over to Grok and I'm like, "Hey, does this make sense?" And some people are like, "Yeah, Grok is like obviously biased," but I'm like, "Yeah, it's done pretty well, like in answering like specifically like crypto Twitter questions, like asking it about the plus and minuses of Barra chain and stuff like that. It's been pretty cool."
Nice, yeah. Yeah, Grok is like very up to date with all the latest stuff. That's really cool. I haven't played with Grok as much, but it's occasionally I'll jump in and chat with it a little bit.
Yeah, it's great for native like Twitter stuff. So if someone puts out like a
Yeah,
long-winded post or there's like a post to a white paper, I can just feed it real quick and be like, "All right, give me the ELI5."
yeah. Not gonna read all that. Just Grok it for me.
Yeah. Plus,
That's
it's like
cool.
natively. There's like a button now on Twitter that you can
Yeah,
press,
yeah.
get Grok to pop up like a message board. So that's pretty cool.
What are you guys thinking of Barachain? I remember I heard about it probably a year and a half ago when I was in Dubai, but it was the hype around it was already pretty high then. So it's been interesting watching them kind of come to the final moment here, finally launching the token.
Yeah, if you ask Light Piglet, he's very pro Barachain. I was very disappointed with the launch. I like had done testnet stuff for months and got nothing. And Light Piglet will correctly point out that they did warn people that testnet wasn't incentivized. But yeah, I like I was hoping for something, and I was kind of peeved that they get yeah, Light Piglet's right. He did tell me multiple times that testnet's not the like not it, but I was also peeved that like they gave all these KOLs who basically never talked about Barachain allocations of like almost
Yeah,
$10,000 worth of Bara token, and yeah, most of them don't. So I was just annoyed with the whole thing. Seeing the tokenomics also didn't make me super bullish. It made me more bearish, if anything. I did trade with perps on it day one, got wrecked, and then eventually made all my money back because I longed it at the very top and then I capitulated at the very pico bottom, which we're now testing now again. But on the way back up, kind of midway through the chart, I made money kind of doing it. I played around with it. I had a decent number of failed transactions trying to buy meme coins on their meme coin launcher, but I think it's just a matter of the bonding curve moving too fast. It feels, I mean, it works. It seems cool. One other critique is like bridging over to Berachain using their Bera hub. You can only
Hmm.
bridge to wheat. But then when you get over to Bera, you need Bera for gas. So I had to have Gas Piglet. I mean, Late Piglet. He was the Gas Piglet that day.
Right.
Send me some Bera so I can play around on that side. So I'm waiting and seeing. There's some protocols I interacted with that I'll get airdrops from. But I just want to. I don't know, man. Like these VC chains, like the story IP protocol thing, that I don't think is going to do very well. Abstract, while it has been fun, like financially hasn't been like a boom for anybody. Maybe a couple people on some of the meme coins, but there's a gas piglet, right? Somebody made this comment in one of the spaces, and I kind of agree with it. Where there's almost like too much block space, not enough
Yeah.
blockchain users.
One chain per user is what I'm seeing over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, Blight Piglet
Yeah.
saying you don't use the tools I give you over and over. Yeah, gas.zip, blah, blah, blah. Gas Piglet. Yeah, but otherwise, I mean, it works. I'm interested to see what happens in the coming weeks. The price is not doing well, obviously. Um, but, we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, it's launching at a pretty rough time. I mean, there's not a lot of the mood of the market right now is not particularly happy.
Yeah, this market is dreadful. Like just watching Twitter because I'm on all the time. It's like everybody is just like so bearish, and Bitcoin is sitting at 96,000, and it's like it's
Right.
over. The whole thing's dead, and I'm like, are people trying to get me to capitulate? Like it feels like that. Like everybody's like doom and glooming, and it's like, are they just buying the dip in the background and just trying to shake me out of my bags, or is this like different? Like alt season is it dead? Like the narrative has been like it's been really gloomy on crypto Twitter. And then we got Kanye doing crazy Kanye things, Dave Portnoy pumping and dumping. Like the whole timeline's messed up right now.
Yeah. The vibes, it's weird out there. Yeah, I don't know. I think that institutional money is here. It's just going into Bitcoin and I guess Ethereum to some extent, but it doesn't really feel that way. But it might be just the shakeout, you know. Typically, uh, I think February and March are like have good potential to be good months, especially for Bitcoin. But yeah, what the Bitcoin dominance is just so high right now.
Yeah, I was reading yesterday. It's sitting around 60 or 61%. That traditionally, this was a article that was referencing a chart dropped by Rect Capital, saying that traditionally we needed to hit 70, 71% before
Oh
it
wow.
retraces, and then we get our. It's like, oof, that's a lot of upside for Bitcoin.
I didn't realize it had gotten to 70% in the past. Wow, that's crazy. I always thought around 60s in the 60s was pretty high. 70 is very extreme. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Just watching things play out here. But yeah, there is a lot of block space out there. All these L2s coming on, especially. I saw someone mention like movement, which hasn't even launched, has a higher market cap now than Bera. Might have been a shit post, but those it's like all these L2 L1 killers and stuff are still like that's the meta right now.
Yeah, we have Monad is coming soon, I guess. I don't think we need that, but none of these things have really differentiated themselves from what's already out there. I mean, maybe lower transaction fees, higher speed, but I mean, we saw this week Ethereum Gwei was at under one Gwei, I think, like 6 cents a transaction. There was a point where it was as cheap to transact on Ethereum as it was on Solana. Now, there's no traffic essentially on Ethereum, but it's interesting to see this like plethora. Like a lot of these are just VC chains. Like even Story, they put out their tokenomics, and they included the 10% that their foundation is getting as part of the community bucket, and people were just roasting them for it. So it's like, you guys raised $900 million. Why do you need a 10% of the token on unlock? That sounds crazy.
I still don't know what Story's doing, man. I want to be bullish on IP, but I'm like, we had multiple
Dan,
call.
Yes,
Yeah,
I had to jump on for this one. Remember we like met the Story
yeah,
co-founder or something, and like
yeah.
we were sitting there with him for like 30 minutes, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell the guy's talking.
We met them
Or
in
it was
in San Fran. Yeah, we went to a dinner, chatted with them. I mean, I knew they were gonna raise a ton of money, but it's like it was all buzzwords. And then we went, yeah, I started speaking Chinese with them, and then we went and met them again in I think it was Tokyo, another one of their meetups. And it's like, I'm not. I know you guys are gonna raise a lot of money, but really, and we'll see what happens. But as far as what we can actually do with them, I was never really clear about that.
that's it, guys. We gotta go heavy on the buzzwords. Let's just make some obscure sounding, very fancy stuff, and put ghosts on the blockchain.
But
I just
Nadia
got the
says
vibe there.
IP 100%. Yeah, I mean, we like IP. We dig the IP. Just what stories actually, how they're gonna enable that better than anyone else was not super clear to us when we were having those conversations. But maybe they've moved on, developed further than that.
Yeah, I mean, I was
Cool.
legit excited. I wanted
Yeah.
it to work, right? I was like, can you give me a specific example of what you could do with us, or we could do a story? And it just kept going in circles. But who knows? Maybe it was just maybe they've really got something going, and we just weren't at the right timing with them to understand it. But yeah, glad to hop on stage. I think I wasn't on stage last week. My mic was all off. My internet was down. So I was just texting from my phone and listening in. Not so much this week, hanging out.
Yeah. How's the week working with Gotchiverse team? You made some good progress this week, I think. as far as
Yeah,
farming goes.
yeah, we've been super busy on that. I'll drop some screenshots here for farming. If you've been following the Gotchiverse 3D channel, we've been dropping a couple of different images there from the work in progress, and Dan answered some specific questions around like how the Gotchiverse will work with the Unity build. And first and foremost, we opted to make each parcel like its own floating island, so that you're going to be able to go in solo mode, farm your parcel, do your thing, do build mode, and all that happens in this like kind of cool floating space, ethereal space. And there are multiple reasons for that. Like one, it's just a lot faster to get it to market, so you guys can start enjoying it, and we can always stitch the world together later if we decide as a community that's what we want. But this helps us get to gameplay, shooting and blowing up licks, all that good stuff, a lot faster. I think that's where we need to get as soon as possible. So let me show a few screenshots from that. Oh, good. Yeah, Dan,
I
share
got
some
one
of
that you
the.
dropped here before. If you got any other updated ones.
Yeah, I don't know. This might be a different one, or this is from that perhaps. Oh no, this is like the next day. Then we added in grass, and anybody who has crafted the grass tiles will recognize this. But now they have 3D grass that actually like grows out of it, and you can chop it up. And so for now, that's like just a very soothing like experience. It's quite enjoyable. Go and cut the grass. But in future releases or in like the public districts, that's an area you could like find, rare elements for your crafting table. So so that's coming together nice. And let me see, I got a few more images along those lines. Here's I think this is a chopping video. You can see it actually in action.
Dude, I love that. I love the chopping. It feels like
Chop
I'm
chop.
playing Grass Ninja.
Yeah, it's quite enjoyable. So this is like people have been saying, it's nice, like the D1 was kind of bright and happy, but kind of want that dark mode. And so yeah, one of our lead devs actually kind of went rogue and went with like a obsidian, area for the buildable area. And I think we all kind of got excited about it. I don't know what you guys think, but instead of having like the bright happy blue parcel, this thing just shimmers off the sky, reflects the sky, and turned out really, really nice. And just to give you guys a really clear perspective, this is like some raw, stuff to communicate with the devs about it. And what you see are like the red squares are obviously your parcel shapes, your to scale. And then the green area around it is like a border that would show any alchemical boosts. So if your parcel is bordering any of the alchemical boosts, you'll see that visually represented. Just like in the video above, that's a kind of extreme parcel that has like 100% coverage. Most of them would not have 100% coverage. And then the yellow part is more like the floating island. Obviously, it's a bit more natural and jagged, and not like an octagon or that kind of standard shape. So we got that. Also working on a lot of VFX to like give it more game feel. So this one, you can kind of see this image of the before and after. The FUD has this like toxic glow to it, whereas all the others don't. And that's because we just applied this effect to the FUD first. But yeah, I think we all agree, like team's very excited about the FUD and how that looks with the glow. So we'll apply that across the board to the others. And they've got some nice little looping animations when they're turned on. Yeah, so a lot going on. We're trying to get this shipped in time for ETH Denver. So you'll be able to showcase farming on the show floor at ETH Denver. That's kind of the main point here. And here's one of those VFX I was just talking about. I believe this video here shows the spawning. Give it a minute to load. It's quite heavy video. But like when you bounce gate from one parcel to another, if you own multiple parcels, you're going to have, let's play it and make sure I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, like just cool little drop in. You just kind of zap right into your parcel. And it's also cool because that's a spacious. So you can see a big empty spacious there and what you get with that. No future. You're seeing all this. Any reaction, thoughts, questions? Maybe no
Sorry, I
future's
was
not
muted.
on the line.
Yeah, no, I'm digging it. I like the grass look. Seeing you spawn onto this obsidian parcel, it just looks cool. Like it has good like contrast to it. I'm used to such a bright world, like especially the new stuff I've seen on the Gotchiverse 3D. So this kind of like gives me vibes of the 2D Gotchiverse, where you had the much darker floor and like just like more of an outer spacey kind of vibe, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, part of it is like the homage to the original farming. So it felt like, okay, we experimented with a bright, happier setting with the D1 social, but let's bring it home. And I don't know, on a personal level, I've just seen like I'm kind of tired of all the like I don't know, I saw some pudgy penguins the last couple of weeks. They're pudgy world and nothing wrong with that. I haven't played it. I don't know what they're up to, but just yeah, wanted to go a little dark, right? It's like wartime out there on the timeline and like yeah, let's get back to our roots here with
Embrace
this
the
a bit.
spookiness. Yeah, we like the dark,
Yeah,
spooky
they're
dark mode.
ghosts. Exactly. A little more haunting.
Shouldn't even
Yeah, see
offer a
the
light mode on the website. Actually, we should just get rid of it.
nobody wants light mode. Just go dark mode all the way. There's also some good UX here if you're wondering, like it's confirmed. We've talked about this before, but you're definitely going to have, for the power user, you're going to be able to like bounce between parcels really quickly and easily. Kind of a little scroller to go between all your parcels. So you can be zapping from one to the next. Yeah, Musashi, that's right. You never really hear people be like, "Where's my light mode?" No need for it to exist. Here's an example of the mockup if you are farming. So this is kind of an interesting part in that you've got, you can see exactly what you farmed. And this is like, or channeled either way. And you can kind of do a farm all or channel all across however many parcels. So here you did 12 parcels.
Oh yeah.
You've got your totals, and then you've got a spillover rate. So you put all those parcels together and you kind of have a immediate idea much was spilled over across that. And yeah, you'll be able to start channeling bulk.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think he went into robot mode. That's Singapore internet.
Yeah, I was worried when
Uh,
the internet was dropping there for a second. I was like, oh no.
yeah, I think he was just showing off, saying that you'll be able to empty all of your parcels in one click, 1 to 2 clicks, because there might be some gas limits that will hit with that. But really going all in on quality of life for this release, and we were just having a powwow with the team at the end of last week, and they sound really close to having this the farming done. There's a lot of the logic is already done as far as the Gotchiverse 2D. So really, it's just basically hooking it all up in Unity, testing it, and there's a chance we will, like a pretty decent chance, I think, that we can have a usable but not fully perfect version for everyone to start farming in Gotchiverse 3D on your parcel by end of month. I think that's pretty doable, but there might be some kinks that still need to be worked out. But yeah, team is locked in, getting farming shipping shipped, so we can finally get on to gameplay starting in March. And we've been doing a lot of documentation on that,
Yeah.
getting that all planned out. And I think we're building. I don't know. We've had some time to like survey the landscape of Web3, and I honestly I think GBS, if we can do it right in the right way, and we're gonna need everyone's feedback as we do it, but I think it's got like a decent chance to actually make some waves beyond our community in crypto. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah. And I guess what excites you the most about it to play interviewer here?
So for me, uh, a lot of people in Web3 talk about like we want to create like the Web3 RuneScape. But I actually didn't grow up playing RuneScape. I grew up playing Diablo. Like that's my background a lot more than RuneScape. Although I did play MMORPGs. But I'm really interested in just having kind of for those who played Diablo 2, there was this cow level. Uh, put a cow in the chat if you played the cow level, the secret cow level. And just like when you unlock that, you were able to play it over and over again. And it was such a fun level. So essentially we're gonna try, and we're gonna take the concept of the cow level with like rewards and the king and all that, basically make that into a fun map that you can play over and over again with like good replayability, and also on chain consequences, earning loot and all that. That's not going to come immediately, but that's like where I think we can take this. For the initial proof of concept, though, we just want to we want to get something out that has good game feel, that you're enjoying slaying licks as a gotchi. And there's also a little bit, there's some risk, like you might degen too hard and end up losing. But it's going to be sort of a level where you can kind of choose your own difficulty and choose how degen you want to go. But if you don't go degen enough, you don't really make an impact on the leaderboard. So it's going to be really interesting watching these on-chain gotchis with their on-chain traits that we've been developing with SFA, taking that, putting it into a PVE environment, and letting you basically go as degen as you want to try and get the highest scored on the leaderboard. Yeah, simple, fun, and degen. That's the whole concept behind GBS, and that's kind of the North Star here. We have another big idea for how to make it even more degen, but I don't want to talk about that yet because literally no one that I've seen in crypto has done this, and I think it's a fascinating idea. But we'll save that one for when we get the proof of concept out. But I think that's going to be cool. That's going to be something that really could get people talking. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited for what we got planned for that, and we're gonna try to get it out as quickly as the team can. I would expect within March we should be able to have a proof of concept. Like we've kind of separated it into proof of concept and alpha version, and proof of concept is can we make this environment fun to slay licks in? If it's not, then we gotta keep iterating on that until it is. But if it is, then we can
and identify what. Yeah, and identify, is it the map? Is it the licks they need? We'll find out. We'll get the feedback right away. But it's definitely like a back to the building in public that we started with and like maybe drifted a bit away from. Can acknowledge like working with a bigger team and what they bring to the table. There was a bit of like, well, it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. And like now Dan and I are just like, no, like we're gonna put out a build every time we finish like 2 sprints and just put it in front of you guys and like not make a big deal out of it and just keep on getting iterations with you guys. So if you guys are up for that, that's how we think we'd like to work, and just chisel away at it. And we'll, having you guys in there with us from the start is a huge value add because we'll just learn things a lot faster instead of like 2 months later being like, oh, that isn't even fun. Like, why are we still doing that? So yeah, we're going to be shipping early and often with this, and having fun with it. If Dan and I, if we can't entertain ourselves with it and the team itself building on it, then we're doing something wrong.
Totally.
Hardcore. That's interesting. Fun equals games give predictable results under pressure. Yeah, that's otherwise you get the, oh, he just edited it. Hold on. Under pressure plus you hear yourselves yelling involuntarily. Yeah. That just reminds me, it's a little different, but it reminds me of like back in the day, your buddy throwing the controller at the screen and blaming the game controller. And I'm like, dude, like it's not the controller.
It's cheating. I've done that. I've broken a couple controllers in my day.
Yeah, no, we've all been there. I've chucked a few. But I also agree with what Hardcore said. Like, it doesn't have to be beautiful. So, like, it could be stick figures running around. But if it's fun, then we can make it beautiful later.
SFA, they spent like, I mean, Andy was directing it. He spent too much time like trying to make it look good.
Oh,
we're not going to make that mistake again.
It didn't look good. It didn't look
yeah,
good.
it didn't look good, really.
I can see.
Never, unfortunately,
we had to get Stellar in there. We're like, whoa, like let's get Stellar in there. Oh yeah, leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, everybody's trying their best, so everybody has a different approach. Oh, the trackpad stuff coming out, fun. I thought No Future, you're not the trackpad guy. Is that FaZe? Who's the trackpad guy?
I think that stays. I'm
I
using
was
a
like,
controller, and I'm not I was playing Reckless all week on my streams when I was streaming Abstract, and I still can't get past the first boss. So it's definitely a skill issue on my part.
yeah. Okay, it's lagging. Makes sense. He's got the turn-based Stratagotchi, so he can afford a trackpad. It was so funny.
Have we had an update? How's Stratagotchi coming? Obviously, I don't know if we can talk about drops, if we'd like. I mean, on the Hangout, obviously it is kind of big news, very surprising.
Yeah,
But I also would love to
I was
hear
caught off guard.
from Stratagotchi. How did that go? I remember, did he do
Yeah,
his? He had another proposal, right? Did he ever put that out? They never put it up. So Stratagotchi, he did too. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was V3 revised. Was that it, or was there one that met quorum? 'Cause that one doesn't seem to meet quorum.
I don't think that anything's met quorum yet, but hopefully he's cooking and coming back with revised part 2.
Yeah, it was quite concerning to see what has happened with dropped. I really hope that Slick is gonna stick with it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Hope so. I think Slick has said as much, but oh, that's cool. ABB is so so solid. So
Yeah, ABB
yeah,
helped a lot with
reckless.
Reckless. That's good to hear that he's helping with dropped. That's actually good. Is that confirmed, like Piglet, or just we got the rumor mill going?
Rumors.
Okay.
Hey, what would be a hangout without a little gossip? We gotta guess. But no, I don't think Slick's here, right? But his time zone usually doesn't work out. But I'm glad he's still going, and we should all encourage him, see what he needs. There's Dropped is a well-built game. You know,
Yeah.
you need to see it go on. Maybe you know, armchair
The
quarterbacking it here, but if it feels overwhelming, just bring in the scope a bit. Bring it
right.
in for
The whole thing about like redoing the wearables again when we just launched the Reckless ones, or just keep the like that felt a little bit unnecessary. That would be something I mentioned when he first brought it. Like, can we not redo the wearables again for the fourth or fifth time? Don't really need it.
well, and we
And
got all the reckless SDK to tap into if they want. Granted, it doesn't have every animation they're going to want right out the bag. So,
all right, we got login. I'm still working on Stratagotchi. Awesome, sir.
nice.
Do you want
Oh,
to come
Coder
up and
Dan.
talk about it at all, login?
Real quickly, Coder Dan. We had that conversation with the DGen 1 peeps. I haven't kept up on it. I think the guy messaged you. I want to ask, like, for I guess the teams, the DAO building teams, like if it's possible to make mobile versions of their games, because the DGen 1 team seems interested in getting our stuff on their phone. But as it is right now, it's like more not browser, mobile based games. Although I think
Yeah.
you could probably do sidecar apps, assuming that the load isn't crazy.
So the question is, can they do mobile? I mean, if the game is like built, I think the game has got to be mobile compatible. So it can't like it's got to work in a mobile browser with the right dimensions and proportions. So like for Gotchi Guardians, we've always had the intention to make it a mobile game. That's once we've done web GPU, that's literally the next thing. So we'll have a web client and a mobile client. And it'll probably, like, I don't know, it's going to take some time to get there, but that's the goal this year. And with Reckless, I think it is way more mobile friendly. So that might be I gotta chat with the Reckless team and see if they can, or if they're interested in like pursuing that. And for uh, the Gotchiverse, we're not currently building it with mobile in mind, um, but yeah, that's something we can explore a little bit down the line.
Yeah, that makes sense. It would be cool to see Licky's Escape make it into there, and then potentially, like I don't know, maybe the DAO can fund reskinning or mobilizing some of the older community-made games, or even clones. Like we're talking about, like in this discussion, like as long as it's fun, it doesn't have to be extreme. I'm sitting here with my BitBoy right now, and most of the games are just reskinned clone versions of like mobile games. Like I was playing 2048 and it earns me points or whatever, but it's just like a reskin version of 2048 dropped by Ord's Games. So I think
Mhm.
it would be wise for the DAO maybe, and I can't do it obviously because I'm not a dev, but maybe like I've talked with Twan about this stuff, like reskinning some other mobile games and then making them ready,
Yeah.
because currently there aren't many games on the DGEM one, and they're like, I think Friend Pet's going to be on there at some point, and a couple other games. So like if we can come up with something specific to that, we need to do it in the next couple months to get it ready. I think it would be a good marketing effort, because then we would be marketing to the whole base community, getting in early on this device that could have cultural impact, because it's one of the first ETH based gaming slash phone consoles, and then whatever airdrops eventually drop with it. Even though I know like Piglet's going to drop the screenshot that there's like $42 per phone at this point in airdrops.
Yeah, I think we can definitely, on Pixelcraft side, we're gonna definitely investigate that. We want to have closer ties with base anyway, and Farcaster and the frames and all that. I think it's all good and things that we need to be looking into. Yeah, let's talk quickly about Gotchi Guardians, because we did have a pretty significant 0.8.0 release. Uh, if you're not in the Gotchi Guardians chat, we also dropped an announcement in the main chat here. So in this in this update, we got Quick Match, which allows you to find other players easier, and you can also gain XP against the AI if you can't find that special someone. Love that. So this is a big update, because before you would have to go into a certain map, you'd have to choose a map and then basically create a lobby and wait for someone to join it. And it was obviously not a great flow. So quick match is going to be the new kind of matchmaking. And if you don't find someone to play with, you can also just play against AI, and you can earn your daily XP in the game and level up your guardian. We also got a new announcer by Slama Two Flags himself. This is kind of a fun new mechanic that will tell you what's happening on the battlefield. Curious what you guys think of that, for those who have played it. You can also now get your G-Bucks with credit cards. G-Bucks are going to be the main like in-game currency of Gotchi Guardians. It's not an on-chain currency, but you can purchase it with credit card or Ghost, one that you transfer into the Aavegotchi player profile. And soon we'll also be offering just direct purchases with Ghost and maybe even USD for those. So that's going to be exciting. If you want to get the Cupid Archer skin and the whole Cupid Archer starter pack, these are limited time skins that are minted on chain. Currently not tradable in the bazaar, but coming soon to the bazaar. So those could be pieces of Gotchi history in the future. I think the pirate skin only had like 15 or 20 mints on it. So very, very rare in the future. If these things actually start doing some volume, I wouldn't be sleeping on those. And he also added a send the GG feature at the end of the match to show your love to your fellow competitors. And yeah, they knocked out a bunch of bugs. Stability of the game seems to be increased a lot. And I'll link the announcement here if you guys want to check it out. T-Bird got his Cupid skin. Hell yeah. And yeah, these are Jesse showing the preview of the skins as they'll appear in the bazaar once we've gotten them all added. So pretty exciting stuff over in Gotchi Guardians. We also the next release is going to be the official release for Web GPU browser version. Even though Web GPU is still very new, it seems like the team has been making great progress on actually updating things to get it working. They might encounter some final blocker that blows it all to smithereens, but so far it seems to have been pretty smooth. So looking forward to getting that in the browser. And then the next big update is also going to include NFT gotchis. So you'll be able to play as your gotchi in Gotchi Guardians, which is what everyone actually wants.
And by everyone, you mean me. I keep crying for it in the work group.
Yeah.
I think everybody does though, right? Like I don't even need the power-ups and stuff. I just want to see my gotchi in the game and just like somehow 10x more engaged. So
Right. Well, it also means we can
super
do an
excited.
XP event. So for those if you're competitive, the XP event, that could be pretty exciting because you do actually have to kind of grind a little bit to get your Gotchi Guardian higher level. So if you're thinking of being competitive in that XP event, don't procrastinate. Get your Guardians leveled up in advance. Otherwise, you're going to be kind of scrambling at the end, trying to cram your Gotchi Guardian XP in. But I think there is a daily cap, so you literally won't be able to compete if you're trying to cram it all in at the last minute. If you like T-Bird, play a couple rounds every day, and Wanda and all these folks they're playing it, getting those Guardians leveled up. And oh yeah, we also added spectator mode as well. That's going to be really useful for people that want to stream the game. If they can join as a spectator, set up a stream. So no future could be something you could do, or if you want to start, if you were doing streaming on Abstract or something, could be a cool way to just stream some Gotchi Guardians games. And I mean, I really want to just see someone needs to start streaming their games because I want to see these crazy games that people are having in Gotcha Guardians.
Yeah, once it goes onto the browser, I'll play it because I've been playing Reckless pretty much every day in the morning because it works on browser and yeah, just so that because with our morning show we flip between news stories and sometimes I have to go to Grok, so having Gotchi Guardians up on the computer as an app makes it a nightmare because I have to keep closing it and then reopening it. But if it's browser based, it makes it perfectly usable.
Yeah, crypto is so weird. Most of the gaming market is not like browser based, but for the degens in crypto, everyone wants to just play games on a browser. Such a different market. So we're gonna get the browser versions for all the games, and then next will be mobile after that, just so all the degens in our community can play it.
Would you guys be putting SFA on browser as well, or is that just going to stay as the app?
I think once the team has like GBS is kind of we built SFA as we've kind of always said as more of a proof of concept for how the Gotchi traits will be like adapted into the game, and all the mechanics and the shooting and all that will be reused in the the new PVE experience. But I wouldn't say SFA was like really popular in the community. Part of it maybe was just the leadership of the game, but I think a lot of it is just maybe people aren't, they don't want to play super competitively, like head to head versus someone. I think the PVE is going to be more popular. It's also going to be a team player. You'll be able to have uh, either co-op or small teams of people playing it together. So I think that's going to be way more popular than SFA was. But as far as SFA, we'll make that decision about whether we want to keep working on that, or we're probably going to just focus all of our effort on this PVE experience and try to get that to a point where the Gotchi community is enjoying it, and we can also potentially start branching out and getting other communities excited about it.
Yeah, 100%. If it was browser though, I can like when during my hangouts, we used to get like Twan, sometimes the engineer, a couple
Yeah.
other people to jump in and like play SFA, but it was still like, oh, you got to download the DApp, and then you get that
I know,
warning.
yeah, it's
So
such
you
a
freaked out.
such a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the GBS, whatever, I don't even know if it's going to be end up called GBS. It's kind of a niche name, but whatever that experience is going to be titled is going to be really way more accessible and approachable than any game we've made even so far, until Gotchi Guardians uh, goes to browser as well. Like we're gonna have an exciting Q end of Q1 and Q2 here, I think, for Gotchi. Get off my lawn. Gomo. I saw Brills' announcement about Gotchi Battler Tuesday, February 11th at 4 p.m. UTC. Get your teams registered, join the giveaway. They're giving away 100 Ghost worth of items. Dope. Love the little item shop. That's a great name. Immaterial's going to steal a name. Are there any games called Get Off My Lawn? Let's see this game. Yes, there is. Oh, there is. It's about. Oh, it's also got aliens. That's funny. Let's see. Any other updates? We're gonna put out. We got a big update about Gotchi points coming next week, and we're also gonna have some pretty big announcements coming out next week. So make sure you're not ignoring the announcements in the Discord. I'm sure everyone here probably checks them religiously, as I do. Doesn't right click and mark as read, as I do in many other Discords. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for those big announcements coming up next week. Got some stuff to go over with the DAO. And what's else? See, we got foreign. We're also getting close to ETH Denver. Let's see. Light Piglet, any update on things about ETH Denver? We're closing in on the last couple weeks here. I think we got the hacker house has been all set up.
Yeah, I actually had a nightmare today that, or not nightmare, it was a dream. right before I woke up for the hangout that it was my flight I think is at 4 p.m. to go to East Denver, and it was 2 p.m. and I was still packing my bags, and I was like, oh god, I got to get all my camera equipment in. And then I woke up and I'm like, oh, it's all right, we got 3 weeks, all right. Like,
That might be a prophetic dream. Better better watch out.
no, once the hangout ends the week before, I'm packing all the gear up. I usually pack like a week or two in advance, and then unpack and repack and unpack and repack to make sure I have everything. And
Nice.
I overpack always. So we're gonna have it's gonna be a stressful week.
Yeah, you're very organized. That's awesome. Yeah, the powder the ski trip sounds pretty dope. This was a really popular event that Lost Local put on last year. I don't know. I'm curious to see if anyone else is going to be doing an event up there in Brecken. But we were the only game in town last year, and he knew it. He had the alpha, so we had a really fun event up in Breckenridge after the main ETH Denver event. So curious to see if there's going to be any other side events going on.
Yeah, and partnering with Rare Evo is such a good idea because they're a good crew. They just know how to throw a party really well. They always their team has like great experience in event production stuff. And fun fact, like one of the founders of Rare Evo came in second place. He was a semifinalist in the Cannabis Cup, like in the early 2010s or something like that, 2011.
I don't know. Should I know what the Cannabis Cup is?
It's a flower growing competition.
Okay, I'm looking it up now. Nice. Very cool. So I saw an update from we got Hacker House with Ready Builders, Pizza Dow, and then the Breckenridge Yacht Club with Rare Evo. And Polycade will be at all events besides maybe Yacht Club. We're not gonna lug the Polycade up to Breckenridge. Right. Too many people. So yeah, we got an exciting ETH Denver coming up. Always a good time. Who here has love the phrasing. Who here has confirmed that you'll be there?
I'll be there for both events. I think Soju's going for one or maybe both events, so should be cool. I'm bringing two humidifiers, one for the car, one for the Airbnb. So I'm gonna be ready this time, and I won't dry up like a prune.
Right. So dry. I can't even imagine, honestly.
Yeah, and I'm not skiing or snowboarding because I will kill myself. So I'll be chilling with the Polycade and chilling.
So we got me, No Future, T-Bird, Social Masashi, Choina, PJ, White Ranger, Mr. Seb, Maxi Crouton. Oh, nice. Got some of the Euros coming out. Hell yeah.
That's a good crowd. And for Soju, he might want to check, but it might be too late. But I saw there was something from ETH Denver. They were tweeting about like art submissions, and Soju probably is all over that. But if he's not, it'd be really cool if he submitted some of his work, got it in the gallery.
Do you have a
For the
link to that?
Hacker House Golden Cross, you guys we're doing a push to get the Gotchi SDK open, like fully open sourced on GitHub by that point. So that's going to be a fun thing for people to play with during Hacker House.
Yeah, probably everything but the profile. The profile would be a stretch,
Yeah.
but like you should have all the gotchis. We're trying to get some licks in there so that, you know, it's ETH Denver. There's builders everywhere. So at any point, whether it's the Hacker House or around the whole event, you should be able to be like, yeah, we got the SDK ready. You can do whatever you want with it and create some cool stuff. And as we head into DAO hour here, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's not enough time on the DAO side, but it'd be really cool to do some sort of like not a full blown game jam, but if somebody did build something and it was decent, like had some use to it, it'd be really cool to like have some ghost bounties for that kind of stuff around ETH Denver. But it's also a very noisy time, and there's like a ton of that kind of stuff going on, so it's very competitive for attention. But curious what you guys think around that. But yes, we Slama and a couple of the other devs are very involved in that, and in between, they're working very hard on getting Guardians ready for ETH Denver, and at the same time, we want to get the SDK open source. So I think we're going to be able to, at the very least, open source those characters, animations, and all that good stuff. Oh, no future. Yeah, that's the tweet I saw. Very nice. I guess we got about a day left. Nario, Zbot, everybody. Gallery has an open call.
For the Light Piglet, for the Hacker House. Yeah, we're gonna have the SDK ready. So I think we Pixelcraft, we'll talk about it internally, but I think we definitely want to have something cool come out of that Hacker House, even if it's just a raffle version of Frogger or Gotchi 2048 or something. All right, friends, let's get into the DAO hour here. I think we're got plenty of stuff to go over tonight. So yeah, Gotchi 24 would be epic. We got Foreign here hosting. Hello, Foreign.